On June 13, 2023, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office announced a significant breakthrough in the 1988 disappearance. At a press conference, Sheriff Denise Vigil and other law enforcement officials shared that sufficient evidence had been gathered to submit the case to the District Attorney's Office for review of potential charges. While the identities and specifics of the person of interest remain sealed by the court, the investigation has finally shown promise after decades of uncertainty. Welcome to Belen, New Mexico, a small town nestled in the heart of the Rio Grande Valley. Here, Tara Calico lived a vibrant life surrounded by her loving family, her mom, stepdad, and sister. As a student at Belen High School, Tara was a cheerleader, softball player, and member of the ski club, with a passion for tennis and bike riding. Her energetic spirit and bright smile endeared her to everyone she met. As a sophomore at the University of New Mexico, Tara's future was full of promise. She had a boyfriend and was excited to play tennis with him on the day she vanished. Tara also worked at a local movie theater, where her friendly demeanor made her a favorite among colleagues and customers alike. But on September 20th, 1988, Tara's life took a devastating turn. She disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a sea of unanswered questions. Join me as we explore the baffling case of Tara Calico, a disappearance that has haunted Belen, New Mexico, for over 3 decades. September 20th, 1988, began like any typical morning for Tara Calico. At around 9:30 a.m., she told her mom, Patty Doel, that she was heading out on her regular bike ride. But there was a slight change in plans. Tara's bike had a flat tire, so she asked to use her mom's bike instead. Normally, they would ride together, but Patty had recently stopped joining Tara on their rides due to a concerning incident where she felt they were being stalked by a motorist. Patty advised Tara to consider carrying a mace for safety, but Tara dismissed the idea. As Tara prepared to leave, she mentioned to her mom that she had to be back by 11:30 a.m. to meet her boyfriend for a tennis match and had college classes later that day. She added a reassuring note, "If I'm not back by noon, please come get me." Tara bid farewell to her mom, donned her Walkman, and set off on her familiar route along New Mexico State Road 47. But as the hours ticked by, Tara failed to return home by noon, prompting Patty to retrace their usual 17-mile route, scouring the stretch of road that wound its way southeast to the railroad tracks and back. With each passing mile, Patty's concern grew, but she found no trace of her daughter. Assuming Tara had perhaps returned home while she was out searching, Patty returned home, only to find the house empty and silent. Fear began to grip her heart, and she quickly contacted her husband John, Tara's stepfather. Together, they reached out to the authorities, reporting Tara missing. The police sprang into action, mobilizing a massive search effort that drew in resources from across New Mexico, including state police and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department. The search began in earnest that Tuesday, miles from Rio Community, along State Road 47. Investigators discovered tantalizing clues along the route where Tara was last seen. Tire marks from a car were found alongside a broken tape player, later identified as a distinctive yellow Sony Walkman, the same one Tara always carried with her. A nearby cassette tape from the rock band Boston further solidified the connection, as Tara's parents knew she loved listening to music while riding. Although several witnesses reported seeing Tara on her bicycle, which was never found, no one witnessed her alleged abduction. However, multiple witnesses described a light-colored pickup truck, possibly a 1953 Ford with a camper shell, following closely behind her. A farmer, who was working in the area that morning, reported seeing Tara around 11:30 a.m., wearing her headphones, oblivious to the potential danger lurking behind her. This sighting aligns with the time frame she gave her mom for her return. As the search intensified, Patty, John, and Michelle rallied friends, family, and volunteers to join the effort. Despite treacherous weather conditions on Wednesday, September 23rd, which grounded air searches, the team persisted. On Friday, September 23rd, the community pulled together and joined the search party, scouring the area for any sign of Tara. They were driven by determination and hope, refusing to give up on bringing Tara home. Despite the initial promise of the leads, none of them led to a concrete breakthrough. The Walkman, the witnesses' descriptions of the truck, Everything seemed to end in a dead end. The Patty family was left with only one option: to wait and cling to hope. As the days turned into weeks, the case grew cold, with no new leads to pursue. But then, on June 15, 1989, an unexpected phone call breathed new life into the investigation. John, Tara's stepfather, received a call from a friend who had just watched a segment on the TV show A Current Affair. The friend was excitedly talking about a photo of Tara that had been shown on the program. The friend explained that a woman in Port St. Joe, North Florida, had come forward saying she saw a white van with a man in his 30s, sporting a mustache, sitting in the driver's seat on June 12, 1989. When the woman returned from the convenience store, the van was gone, but she found a Polaroid photo on the ground. Shaken, she reported it to the police, who quickly set up roadblocks to intercept the vehicle. Unfortunately, the man was never identified. The Polaroid photograph, which showed a boy and a girl bound with duct tape, was deemed to have been taken after May 1989, according to the company's officials, due to the specific film used. The image depicted a disturbing scene: a young boy, around 11 years old, and a girl, possibly Tara, laying on a blanket with pillows, their mouths covered with duct tape. A book was visible near the girl, but their feet were eerily absent from the frame. This same photograph had surfaced in another case previously. The Florida police sprang into action, working tirelessly to identify the individuals in the Polaroid. However, several weeks without leads, they turned to the public for help, and the story eventually made its way onto the TV show A Current Affair. John's friend saw the segment and immediately contacted him. Patty and her family flew to Florida, eager to assist in any way possible. They met with the authorities, they examined the photo, and the FBI took over the case. The case suddenly garnered widespread attention, with everyone asking the same questions. Who were these children? Were they still alive? The haunting image sparked a sense of urgency, and the investigation gained momentum. Despite the influx of tips, the identities of the boy and girl in the Polaroid remained a mystery. Until John, convinced that the girl was Tara, he shared his suspicions with the police. He showed them a photo of Tara, and Patty pointed out a distinctive scar on the woman's leg, identical to one Tara had received in a car accident. Additionally, a paperback copy of V.C. Andrews' My Sweet Audrina, Tara's favorite book, was visible next to the woman, further convincing the family that it was indeed Tara. Scotland Yard analysts confirmed the woman's identity as Calico, but a second analysis by the Los Alamos National Laboratory disagreed. The FBI's analysis was inconclusive, leaving the mystery unsolved. As the photo continued to circulate, another family from New Mexico, Michelle and Marty Henry, came forward, recognizing the boy in the image as their son, Michael Henry Jr., who had gone missing in April 1988 while fishing with his father. The case had just taken a baffling turn, with two families now convinced that the Polaroid showed their missing loved ones. The Polaroid photograph brought together two families, the Calicos and the Henleys, who had just met for the first time while searching for their children, had vanished without a trace. Michael Henley, 9 years old at the time, had disappeared from Hoso Bridge in Zuni Mountains, 75 miles from where Tara Calico went missing. Initially, police believed Michael had wandered off and succumbed to exposure, just like Tara. The cases had gone cold, with no leads or evidence found, until the Polaroid surfaced. Michelle Henley, Michael's mother, was almost certain the boy in the photo was her son. Investigators reached out to Polaroid to determine when the picture was taken and discovered that this specific film type was only available after May 1989, meaning the photo was taken after both children had disappeared. In 2003, John and Patty Calico claimed that the National Lab had confirmed the girl in the photo was Tara, based on her ears and hairline. However, in 2008, the Albuquerque Journal reported that the lab had actually concluded that the girl was not Tara, and with time, the results remained inconclusive, leaving both families still searching for answers. In August 1989, the FBI disappointingly announced that they couldn't conclusively confirm the girl in the Polaroid was Tara, leaving Patty and her family unsatisfied. Undeterred, Patty reached out to Scotland Yard in New Scotland, London, for further analysis. Their experts conclusively identified the girl as Tara, bolstering Patty and John's determination to find their daughter. Tragically, the Henley family's hopes were dashed when Michael's remains were discovered in June 1990, 7 miles from where he vanished. This discovery led investigators to question whether the boy in the photo was indeed Michael Henley. The Dole family clung to the image as a desperate plea for answers. Patty and John remained actively involved in the investigation. However, in 2003, Patty and John sought a fresh start in Florida, but the weight of Tara's disappearance continued to bear down on them, taking a toll on Patty's health. She passed away in 2006, still waiting for answers about her daughter's fate. 2 years later, in 2008, the Valencia County Sheriff, Reina Rivera, made a stunning announcement on the exact 20th anniversary of Tara's disappearance. In an interview with the Valencia County News Bulletin, Rivera revealed that he knew what had happened to Tara and who was responsible for her death. Rivera, who had been working on the case since 1989, disclosed that the 2 suspects were teenagers at the time of Tara's disappearance. They had been driving an old pickup truck, matching the witness descriptions, and had followed Tara as she rode her bike along State Road 47. Rivera alleged that the teens knew Tara, they drove up behind her, and they hit Tara's bike with their truck, causing her to fall off, and then abducted her, and dumping her bike along the way, Tara ultimately died, and the suspects covered up the crime. Rivera clarified that he did not believe the girl in the Polaroid photo was Tara, despite its widespread circulation. Sheriff Rivera revealed that the teens had assistance from 2 additional individuals in disposing of Tara's body, but he refrained from formally naming them. The announcement left Tara's family eagerly awaiting arrests, hoping to finally uncover the truth and fill in the gaps of the past 20 years. However, despite Rivera's claims of a solid case, he failed to release the evidence needed for arrests, citing the lack of a body as the reason. John Doyle, Tara's stepfather, expressed frustration, arguing that the sheriff should not have gone public without being prepared to make arrests. He believed strong circumstantial evidence was sufficient for a conviction. The case went cold once again, leaving the Dole family in limbo. In 2009, 20 years after the Polaroid photo surfaced, a new development emerged. Port St. Joe Police Chief David Barnes received 2 letters postmarked June 10 and August 10, 2009, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The letters contained images of a boy with sandy brown hair, similar to the 1989 photo. One image had a dark band drawn over the boy's mouth, resembling tape. A third letter, received by the Star newspaper in Port St. Joe on August 12th, also featured the same image with a black marker drawn over the mouth. The boy in the new photos sent to Port St. Joe Police Chief David Barnes in 2009 has not been confirmed as the same child in the previous Polaroid. The letters lacked a return address or any indication of the child's identity, leading officials to suspect a possible connection to Tara Calico's disappearance. This development coincided with a self-proclaimed psychic's claims of having met a runaway in California who worked in a strip club and was later murdered. The psychic believed the runaway might have been Tara and that she could be buried in California. Unfortunately, searches yielded nothing. The photos were handed over to the FBI for further investigation, hoping to find fingerprints or DNA evidence. As time passed, the case was revitalized. In October 2013, 25 years has passed after Tara's disappearance. Law enforcement announced the reopening of the case, with a task force comprising officials from Homeland Security, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office, Albuquerque Police, and other sheriff's agencies joining forces to finally uncover the truth. The Albuquerque Journal reported that authorities were revitalizing their efforts to solve cold cases, leveraging modern technology to re-examine evidence. On October 1, 2019, the FBI announced a reward of up to $20,000 for information leading to the identification or location of Tara Calico and the arrest and conviction of those responsible for her disappearance. In September 2021, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office and New Mexico State Police revealed a new lead in the case, executing a sealed warrant at a private residence in Valencia County. However, details remained scarce. If you have any information about Tara Calico's disappearance or know something that could help crack the case, please come forward and share your tips with the FBI. You can call the Albuquerque Field Office at 505-889-1300. Your information could be the key to finally solving this baffling mystery and bringing closure to Tara's family and loved ones.